Good evening and many thanks for joining us. I am Ansmane Sonyasi and this is QTV News coming to you live from our studios on Caraba Avenue. But first, here are the main news headlines. A quarterly press briefing of the Central Bank of the Gambia's Monetary Policy Committee announced the increase of the monetary policy rate from 10 to 11%. The Minister of Lands, Regional Government and Religious Affairs, Sirif Abasanyang, together with senior officials from the ministry and its line departments, are on a 14-day familiarization tour to all regions of the country. Stakeholders from various sectors met on Thursday to announce the setting up of a volunteer committee to look at ways to address the rise in road traffic accidents in the Gambia. The National Environment Agency has banned the pesticide Sniper due to its misuse and cited associated environmental and health-related problems. And the project manager of the West Africa Competitiveness Program, Bernard Bao, says they will continue to support the Gambia to ensure sustainable development. Well, stay tuned as we bring you more on these and other stories. And we now take a look at the news in detail. In a quarterly press briefing on the decisions of the Central Bank of the Gambia's Monetary Policy Committee, the governor of the bank announced an accelerating increase in commodity prices, mainly due to the war in Ukraine and disruptions in the supply chain. Given the economic outlook of the Gambia, the Monetary Policy Committee has increased the monetary policy rate from 10 to 11%. For more, here's QTV's Maud Laminchoy.
The Monetary Policy Committee, MPC, of the Central Bank of the Gambia met on Monday and Tuesday to review developments in the global and domestic economy. The committee has noted, quote-unquote, a remarkable change in the global economies since its last meeting in February. This includes commodity prices of food and energy, which is attributed to the geopolitical tensions in Europe due to the war in Ukraine. The central bank governor briefs the media on the MPC's policy decision.
Low-income countries, in particular, are bearing the brunt of the economic consequences of the conflict in Ukraine through sharp increase in the cost of living, with rising concerns of increasing food insecurity amid supply constraints.
In this current economic outlook, shrouded in uncertainty, headline inflation has skyrocketed, causing a 3.5% increase in commodity prices, mainly food. The seasonal effects of Ramadan in market prices is said to have partly contributed to this spike in food prices.
On price developments, inflationary pressures continue to persist, with headline inflation accelerating from 8.2% in March 2022 to 11.7% in April 2022. The significant rise in inflation is driven primarily by the surge in food inflation, which picked up from 9.2% in March 2022 to 11.6% in April 2022.
In the period under review, government's expenditure has increased higher than in the same period last year. This widened the deficit to 2.3% of GDP in the first quarter of 2022, recording a 1.3% increase from the corresponding period in 2021. From April 2021 to April 2022, the dollar has depreciated against the US dollar by 4.6%, but appreciated against the euro and pound sterling by 3.9% and 1.9% respectively. As of May 2022, the central bank's gross external reserves stood at $468 million, which is deemed adequate to cover over 6 months of imports of goods and services.
The Monetary Policy Committee has decided the following: increase the monetary policy rate by 1 percentage point to 11%. Maintain the reserve requirement at 13%. Maintain the interest rate on the standing deposit facility at 3%, and the standing lending facility 1 percentage point over the monetary policy rate, meaning 12%.
The increase in commodity imports in the Gambia is also attributed to domestic bottlenecks at the Banjul port and a slight exchange rate depreciation. During this period of both internal and external economic shocks on our economy, the financial sector is said to be stable and resilient with robust liquidity and capital ratios. Mahmoud Lamin Choi, QTV News.
The Minister of Lands, Regional Government and Religious Affairs, Sirif Abbas Sanyang, together with senior officials from the ministry and its line departments, are on a 14-day familiarization tour to all regions across the country to have dialogue with local authorities and the communities. Omar Pijalo reports.
The minister and delegation were led by Governor of the West Coast region, Lamin Sane, to the various districts in the region, engaging the local authorities on key issues in local administration. Land management, process in appointment of Alkalolu, religious tolerance and environment protection were key issues discussed during the meetings. In his welcoming remarks, Governor Lamin Sane called for unity among local authorities in the region and respect for rule of law. Governor Sane expressed delight at the minister's appointment, stating that it is a welcome move and they have no doubt he will deliver to expectations as he has vast experience in local government administration. He commended the minister for being the first local government minister ever to tour the whole country and hold meetings at each district with the local authorities. The local authorities thanked the minister and team for meeting them and expressed appreciation to President Barrow for the allowances paid to Alkalolu. They called on the minister to assist in the timely payment of the badge messengers, uniforms, mobility, training the VDCs on their roles, amongst many other matters. Permanent Secretary Buba Sanyang revealed that power of authority and possession of stamps should be under the sole custodian of the alcalos and chiefs and not delegated to anyone, to minimize confusion of power of authority and to avoid unauthorized transactions. He also advised chiefs that there are laws and procedures to remove badge messengers from their position as they are public servants and should be treated as such.
Alkalia akake fanalti imareka si ila sateol. Alkalo bikataramane ikana lunda yala.
Permanent residency is required in selecting an alcalo and chief in the villages and districts respectively, and it should be strictly adhered to. This will enable the timely delivery of service to the community, and most importantly, they should minimize and avoid wrongful delegation of power. Local authorities should avoid settling people and allowing farming on cattle tracts to prevent possible conflict between farmers and herdsmen. At the meeting in Sivanor in the Fonyi Bintan district, Somita in Fonyi Berfet district, and Faraba in Kombo East district, Honorable Minister Sirif Abbas Sanyang reiterated the importance of peace and stability in the country and advised against political violence, tribalism and religious intolerance. He appealed to the local authorities to respect and follow the chains of command as public servants to foster better service delivery. The minister advised alcalos to be law-abiding citizens, highlighting that they owe allegiance to the government as local authorities. Responding to the challenges of the VDC's chairman, the minister gave an assurance that training will be organized as soon as possible for VDCs, alkalolo and the chiefs on their roles and limitations.
Ako dina fadam fanso nga bondin tema. Misilmo lem, Cristiano lem, Ahmadiyya lem, afitino jumal nafa.
People should be more religious tolerant and do away with political differences and tribalism. Religious leaders are crucial in peace building in the country. I therefore task all of you to use your voices to promote and keep peace in the country. Alcalos should limit selling of lands and reserve lands for future expansion and provision of certain basic development needs. They should also stop approving indiscriminate cutting down of trees in the forest and report anyone caught doing so to the authorities. On the sidelines of the tour, an MOU between MSDG project and the Ministry of Lands, Regional Government and Religious Affairs was signed in Sibanor, with the principal beneficiary being the Rural Development Institute RDI. The MOU is to strengthen the institutional capacity of RDI on delivering on its mandate. Various speakers at the signing ceremony took turns in expressing the significance of this partnership. The tour continues with meetings in Kombo Central, Kombo South and Kombo North districts on Friday. Reporting for QTV News, I am Omar P. Jallo.
Now, stakeholders from various sectors met on Thursday to announce the setting up of a volunteer committee to look at ways to address the rise in road traffic accidents, which have become a major concern in the Gambia. Ajibin Dramil tells us more.
Our roads have become death traps as more lives are claimed daily due to road traffic accidents. In March this year, 40 people lost their lives to road traffic accidents. These stakeholders from civil society organizations, the transport union, the security sector, the National Roads Authority and others are looking for solutions to save lives. In the time span for 3 years, between 2017 to 2020, the Gambia went from being ranked 8th in the world to 4th among accident hotspot zones. Ndeye Bakurin, the executive director of Tango, describes the menace as unfortunate, adding that the lack of discipline on our roads is among factors resulting in the frequent accidents. John Charles Njai, the chairman of the Association of Non-Governmental Organization Tango, applauded the committee for taking up the responsibility to help address this worrisome issue.
Mobile division does what is right, man the traffic in such a way that anybody that is found wanting, violating traffic rules is held responsible, and if need be, let us tighten the laws in the sense that if you commit a traffic offense, even if you have to serve prison time, then do it.
Major Momodu Demba, representing the Gambia Armed Forces, says the issue of road traffic accidents is significant and needs to be addressed. Conducting a post-mortem after an accident proves to be difficult as it is a cause for controversy. Imam Babali, a member of the committee, explains.
Islam agree 100% with post-mortem if the reason is genuine. If the reason is meant to protect future lives, if the reason is to expand knowledge, research for disease, research for medical reasons, post-mortem is legal.
Bakari K. Mane, a senior road traffic officer at National Road Authority, and Omar Sise, president of the General Transport Union, we are also in attendance and had this to say.
We cannot obtain safety on our society without infrastructure. So the National Roads Authority, we must make sure, we must supervise all our roads, whether being contracted or ourselves being constructing or maintaining it.
This is a first challenge we are facing. So if you give driver license to somebody who is not qualified or is not competent to drive, end of the what do you expect? Accident.
According to reports, the Gambia registers about 20 deaths monthly from road traffic accidents. According to the WHO data published in 2020, road traffic accident deaths in the Gambia reached 695 or 5.40% of total deaths. Given the data published since then by health authorities, the figure is likely to be higher now. Certain initiatives such as this committee are important and, as has been shown in other countries, they can yield success. The Road Safety First Committee will complement the efforts of the Gambia Police Force in tackling the menace of frequent and deadly road traffic accidents in the Gambia. And they will hope that, in a year's time, these combined efforts will have produced positive results and a sharp drop in road traffic accidents and death. Ajibintu Drame, QTV News.
And our report there by Ajibintu Drame will lead us to the commercial break, but we will be right back.
As the fastest growing GSM company in the Gambia, QCell has the widest 4G plus coverage in the country, 3 times faster internet speed than our competitors. So switch now and dial *335# and enjoy what true 4G feels like. QCell, the Gambia's trusted network.
The Gambia's Goods Market is back again for 2022 season of Reju remarkable variety of locally sourced products by young, innovative Gambian entrepreneurs in fashion, accessories, handicraft, health and beauty, and agro-processed and local foods. To see innovative and creativity at work, visit the Gambia's Goods Market every first Saturday of every month at the GT Bank Senegambia branch premises, starting from April 2022 to August 2022 from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. to own any number of quality and standard products at reasonable prices. This year's monthly market will highlight an additional display of skills and raw talent, providing entertainment and demonstrative art, featuring cultural and modern dances, drumming, hairdressing, photography display, as well as live mind-blowing paintings. We are proud of this entrepreneurship revolution in the Gambia. This is powered by the Gambia Youth Chamber of Commerce and the Youth Empowerment Project. Yep.
Welcome back from the commercial break. Be reminded you're following QTV News and we're broadcasting live from our studios on Caraba Avenue. I am Ansmane Sonyase. Now, because of an increase in the misuse of the pesticide Sniper, the National Environment Agency has banned its sale, citing environmental and health-related problems it has caused in the Gambia. The Deputy Executive Director of the National Environment Agency has been speaking to QTV's Mohamed Lamin Choi, and here's the latest.
Sniper, a pesticide, is reportedly being indiscriminately used by Gambians as indoor insecticide, given its effectiveness in killing insects and rodents better than well-established brands of insecticides. The product holds sway, even as it is not being used for its intended purpose. Dr. Dauda Baji, the Deputy Director of the National Environment Agency, tells us about the dangers linked to such practice.
The Sniper has certain ingredients that are lethal to human health. So in that, even you are applying that at outdoor level, it has those implications. Now, if you do it at indoor level, which we are using it at indoor level more, because most of our homes, we use it to address these cockroaches, these bed bugs and other bugs that are found in our compound. So it has, when you are exposed to it, from the ingredient point of view, when you are exposed to it, you are subjected to respiratory issues and many other problems that is not good for the people.
In 2019, an increase in the misuse of the pesticide prompted the Environment Agency to place a moratorium on the sale of the product. Due to the dangers of Sniper misuse to the population and its use for committing suicide by some, the National Assembly summoned the NEA for a solution.
The management of the pesticide is controlled by a particular board in this country. So that board sat and discussed about this thing, and there are proof you have used the program to come up with justifiable reasons as to why this thing is supposed to be banned. And that decision, that proposal we are given to the board, and a month ago the board sat and then come to the conclusion that I think we need to ban this pesticide. So it was more of a collective, but NEA is implementing something that is taken by the board responsible for management of chemicals in the country.
Now that Sniper is banned in the Gambia, enforcement must be the next step. Inadequate or non-enforcement is not uncommon in the Gambia, where laws and regulations for many things have failed to serve their intended purposes. An example is the ban on the plastic bags in the Gambia in 2015, which are still sold and used across the country.
Well, it's going to follow a very rigorous process where we're going to really employ it. In fact, on the 10th, I'm meeting with the police. We have a meeting, so we're going to discuss those is how we can put forces together. And the society also, we are aware that this is a problem that is affecting them, and we have to work collectively to ensure that we address this issue for the well good of all of us.
On a Sniper bottle, there is an instructional warning which says that diluted poisons should be applied to crops, and there is a withdrawal time in which the crop should not be consumed, and that the active ingredient can degrade to minimal level before consumption. Perhaps this time around, like plastic bags, the health consequences of Sniper misuse will inspire a change of attitude to protect and save lives and the environment. Mohamed Lamin Choi, QTV News.
The project manager of the West Africa Competitiveness Program, WACOM, Bernard Bao, says they will continue to support the Gambia to ensure sustainable development in their industries. He made these remarks at a press conference on Thursday. Our reporter Mahmoud Gajaga has more.
The onion value chain is one of the industries supported by the United Nations Industrial Development Organization, UNIDO, with WACOM as implementing partners. The WACOMP project manager, Bernard Bowe, explains how his office intends to support the onion growing industry to make it more valuable.
So the objective of the project is really to boost the local production of the onion and to increase also its quality, its shelf life, also so that they can be consumed for a longer period. And that we can progressively decrease the import of onions from other countries.
Onion consumption is huge in the Gambia, but the country still imports majority of the onion it consumes. Bernard says they will support the post-harvest process to ensure its quality.
We are in particular in charge of improving the post-harvest practices and especially the curing and storage of the onion, because this is the way that you can increase the production so that the onion can be consumed for a longer period.
In the post-harvest process, Bowe emphasized the importance of quality in onion production. According to him, they will work with partners to make sure the product is tested, value-added and certified for standardization.
With our support, with strengthening different entities of the quality infrastructure, and I will come back to the quality infrastructure later on, we can not only improve the quality of onion, but also on different other products. For instance, if I take the example of laboratory testing, if you test the quality of one product, you improve the capacity of one lab to perform testing. De facto, you improve also its capacity to perform testing for other value chains.
The Gambia component of West Africa Competitiveness Program, WACOMP, project is funded by the European Union to enhance quality compliance along the onion value chain by improving the performance, growth, and contribution to industry, regional trade, and export of onion and other products of the horticultural value chain. Mamadou Gajaga, QTV News.
Now, as the rainy season commences, the Kanifing Municipal Council, through its ward councillors, are embarking on a gutter cleaning exercise to create free flow of water to prevent flooding within the municipality. Loliam Kamara spoke to Lamin Diba, the chairman of the Environment and Sanitation Committee, who also doubles as the councillor for Old Bakau Cape Point Ward.
Drainage systems are built to create passages for water in communities. KMC's cleaning department are busy cleaning gutters for easy flow of rainwater. Lamin Diba, the chairman of the Environment and Sanitation Committee, who is also the ward councillor at Old Bakau Cape Point Ward, highlighted the importance of this exercise.
So when we started this about 3 years ago, we have seen that we have less flooding within KMC, especially Bakau here. The past 3 years, nobody ever called me from Farakon yard telling me that my house, my compound has flooded. I feel it is necessary for us to do it. That's why we are continuing doing it now. The malaria prevalence also reduced drastically, because the moment you do that, when the water comes, it carries away the mosquitoes and the mosquito larvae and so on. So it has been reduced. And even the environment even cleaner. So these are the three important things we have there.
Among the biggest problems contributing to the blockage of these drains is the indiscriminate dumping of litter in the gutters by residents. Councillor Diba explains how that affects the free flow of water.
This canal, about 3 times in a year, I clear. Because why? People always collect their waste, household waste, solid waste to come and dump. Most of this waste, these people are taken out from distance. It's all household waste. But the people who are living within neighbors here, they are the very one doing it. And they are the very one, when flooding happen, they always call the council, my house has flooded. Council have not done anything. National disaster have not done anything. But what have they done? You see, something that your own benefit, you are spoiling it.
Councillor Diba implored people to always take ownership of local projects.
These people, just look at how many of them, they are here. Look at the distance they cover. And they have to cover about 300 meters away. 300 meters. So people also need to change their attitudes to make sure that at least something that went to us, we take care of it. Even in town, sometimes they will be digging, you see some people come with water and rubbish and throw it. When they talk to them, they tell them, it's not you. This is the blame of the government. Who are the government? We are the government. Who are the council? We are the council. If you don't do it, they said our council have not been working here. We elected them, they have been working. But what are they doing? You see, all these are household waste. They are coming from our own home. The truck is always going around. Just a matter of $10 per bag. Instead of paying that $10, you just put your household waste in your bucket. When you are going to the furrow, you just come and throw in the canal.
According to Councillor Diba, plans to improve the condition of the gutters are underway. However, he said the council cannot do it alone. He called on government and developmental partners to support the initiative to keep our environment clean. He announced that the council will embark on Operation Clean Our Environment, targeting the youths and football teams to spearhead the campaign. For QTV News, Lolly M. Kamara.
And I'm afraid this is where we draw the curtains on this bulletin, but before we take a leave of you, here's a recap for me on headlines. A quarterly press briefing of the Central Bank of the Gambia's Monetary Policy Committee announced the increase of the monetary policy rate from 10 to 11%. The Minister of Lands, Regional Government and Religious Affairs, Sirif Abbas Sanyang, together with senior officials from the ministry and its line departments, are on a 14-day familiarization tour to all regions of the country. Stakeholders from various sectors met on Thursday to announce the setting up of a volunteer committee to look at ways to address the rise in road traffic accidents in the Gambia. The National Environment Agency has banned the pesticide Sniper due to its misuse and cited associated environmental and health-related problems. And the project manager of the West Africa Competitiveness Program, Bernard Bow, says they will continue to support the Gambia to ensure sustainable development. That is all we have for you in this bulletin. To join us at 10 p.m. for more news. Until then, on behalf of the entire production team, thanks for watching.